All right, man. We got offending everybody. This is how crazy was your ex. Let's get it.
Key in my car, breaking and entering, eating my sandwich. These are just some of the crazy things my ex did. So here's a story about the wildest person I've ever been with.
Say, I ever had a crazy ex? I don't think I've really had. No, I've dated one crazy one. Yeah, just one. I think I'm the crazy ex. I never had a girlfriend. Period. Oh, bacon. Oh man, Oh man. Yeah. Sorry.
Named Angie. It was my third year at college and I was heading to the woods to smoke when I see a woman hysterically crying. I was like, hey girl, you look like you're having a rough go of it. You want to smoke some sticky icky? She hesitates at first and says, sure. So we begin walking to the woods and all I could think about was how easy it'd be to kidnap her. She had no idea who I was and now we're walking somewhere where no one would hear her scream. Talk about rookie mistake. But lucky for her, I had morals. And no rope. Anyway, she introduced herself. Hey, I'm Angie. Pleasure to meet you, Angie. I'm Steve Storms. You're lying. Nope, that's my real name. That's crazy, because I have a thunderstorm tattoo in the back of my neck. Here, push my hair aside and you'll see. So I stand behind her, palm her hair, and immediately get aroused. Johnson's like, whoa, we doing this right now? Relax, this is step one. What was that? Oh, a lovely tattoo. Anyway, we get to the woods, we're laughing, having a good time when I say, so what got you all hot and bothered? Well, I just broke up with my boyfriend. Johnson's like, game on. I said, that's terrible to hear. All while barely making eye contact. She was wearing a low-cut shirt and it was cold outside. A little hard to make eye contact, you know? Plus, drugs were impacting my decision-making. Sober me is respectful me. High me is fun bags pretty. So after our smoke session, I spit some game and get her number. Now, I'd planned on giving her some time to recover, as she just went through a rough breakup, but after a few days of texting, my Johnson's like, put it in! So I invite her back to my...
Damn. Fresh off the breakup. Oh, come on, man. You gotta make sure they healed, man. You gotta make sure they healed, bro. It can't be no, like, you know what I mean? Can't be, they gotta be healed, bro. That rebounded shit, that shit is dangerous. It's a dangerous game.
My place for a movie. She agrees, and for the first 20 minutes, things are going well, until she brings up her RA. Talk about how hot he is, and how sometimes she sneak into his room and hide under his covers. Needless to say,
What? You secretly hide under his covers, hello?
this was a huge turnoff, and my Johnson was like a deflated balloon. Party over. So once the movie was done, I asked her to leave. The next day, she goes back to flirt texting me, but I wasn't having it. I'm like, girl, why are you writing this to me? Shouldn't you be sending this to your RA? She goes, no, it's not like that. We're just friends. I'm like, yeah, okay. Then my Johnson's like, psst, psst, remember those nips? I'm like, damn, Jim Dog, you make a compelling argument. Well, I guess I could give her another chance. So I invite her over again for another movie, but this time my roommates aren't leaving. They're like,
the fuck is an RA? It's like it's when you're in college. They like watch over the dorms. They keep the dorms in check.
Like, we gave you the room the other day and you dropped the ball. I'm like, that's a valid point. Whatever. We'll just all watch it together. 10 minutes in and she starts texting me. This movie's boring. Wish we were doing something more interesting. Winky face. So after pondering for a moment, I said out loud, hey Ange, you wanna go in my room? Sure. Then 2 quick high fives to my roommates later, and we're doing the dirty. And this chick was wild. Moaning, contorting her body, whispering in my ear, you're so big. It was magical. Afterwards, I'd even smoked cigarettes and somehow had one in my mouth. I'm like, damn girl, that was some good fucking. Anyway, Angie came over again a few days after, and a few days after that, then she started coming over every day. Best part was, she would leave afterwards. It was the dream. Working with no commitments, what more could a college student want? But what I neglected to realize was how lazy it'd make me. You see, when a guy's hunting for Kitty, he's on his A game. Freshly trimmed, looking sharp, and smelling like a burrito in a nightclub. But when Kitty's guaranteed, we get lazy. I'll give an example. Every Tuesday and Thursday I'd go to karate in the morning. Afterwards, I'd head back to my room where Angie'd be in my bed waiting for me. Now, normally I'd shower first, as I just sweat my balls off, but one day she presses me.
Gross. Like, I get it was a Kiwi, but you did not have to. Okay, bro. Like, for the love of God, I really thought that was nuts for a second. Like, I need a minute. Are we sure it was a Kiwi? I kind of hope it is. I'm not rewinding. I'm scared. I don't care. I don't care.
me up against the door and starts me. I'm like, damn girl, if you don't care, I don't care. And this only made me get lazier. Because not only did I stop showering before baby making, but I stopped showering after. That stank just be following me around from class to class.
Oh
I just smell
no.
like shit and shame in here. And because poon was guaranteed, I stopped hunting for kitty altogether. Why go to the bar and spoon feed White Claws into a chick when I already had one back in my room, ready to swallow whatever I gave her? None of that, hey, let's go dancing for 45 minutes as I dry hump you into thinking I'd be good into the bedroom. Bitch is already in my bed twerking. So this continued for the rest of the semester until we're about to head home for the summer. Angie texts me saying, come to my room. We need to talk. Now, normally I'd be freaking out, thinking she's about to say she's pregnant, but there's no way. Cause sure, we were talking on the regs, but she was so good at taking birth control. Every day at 4 p.m., no matter what was happening, she'd snap and say, pills. It's not even like she set alarms. She just had a baby-ending spider sense. Time to die, kid.
Nigga said a baby-ending spider sense. Oh my god.
So I went up to her room and she says, do you want a date? Because you'll be living off campus next year and this won't be as simple as going down a flight of stairs to see one another. That's a good point. You know what? Let me think about it. So after a day of pondering, I was like, oh, hell no. Because even though we had great chemistry in the bedroom, the bitch never laughed at my jokes. I'd be killing in the school pool and she'd just be floating there motionless like Matthew Perry's corpse. Starts.
Whoa! Wow! 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 That was out of fucking left field. Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
Swimming, buddy. Anyway, I meet back up with Ange and let her down the best way I could. She seemed to take it all right, not realizing her brain was beginning to tweak. That summer, I'm on Facebook, posting on a bunch of hotties' walls, not realizing Ange was seeing this, bugging the fuck out. So much so, she would call up my friends hysterically crying. Friends be like, well, you aren't dating, so what's the problem? The problem being, Ange's feelings had tied up her logic, and no plans of setting them free. Fast forward to the beginning of fall semester, and my roommates and I are having a party. Things are going great until Ange comes over and starts cock-blocking the shit out of me. She wasn't even pretending. At one point, she sits down in the middle of a Kings game going, I want to play. We're kind of in the middle of, whatever, here's some cards. So I go back to macking on the chick next to me when Ange says, I have to go to the bathroom. Ladies, come with me. Keep in mind, she doesn't know any of the women there. So they all pile in the bathroom, and I'm looking at the guys going, this isn't good. A few minutes later, they come out, and surprise, surprise, none of them want to play anymore. I'm like, Ange, what did you say to them? She goes, nothing. I'm like, all right, that's it, bitch. Get the f out. She starts to cry, pretending she's the victim, but I could care less. I knew with her around, I was never getting laid. So I said, get out of here. A few days later, I'm walking to a bar when I see one of my friends across the street. I'm like, Adrian. He looks at me and keeps walking, but my drunk ass is like, well, maybe he didn't recognize me. So I run over and I'm like, hey, homie. Adrian was being real apprehensive, and I'm like, what's wrong, man? Did I say something horrible? If I did, I'm sorry. Nah, I thought you were angry at me. Why would I be angry at you? Well, Ange said, that bitch is crazy. But even though we hashed things out.
Damn. Oh, yeah, one of those. Nah, I don't get it. One of those people that try to sabotage everything you got going on just because you don't want to be with them. Like, bro, we never said we were dating. I don't want to date. It just, that's where that whole fucking without feeling shit gets like, it gets too messy, bro. It gets so fucking messy, bro. That's why I don't really like to mess with nobody I don't actually like and would see myself with, for real. Because if you got that, if you want that weird shit, like on some, like, just even when we're just like talking, and it's not like, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to bother with that. So if I can't see myself with you, I wouldn't even do nothing with you, to be honest. That shit is crazy to me. Oh, hell no. I don't want no self-sabotaging or sabotaging ass bitch when I got all, you know what I'm saying? It's a very fucking dangerous game, especially like if I was to do that shit now while niggas got a lot going for themselves and you a sabotaging ass bitch, you trying to sabotage future endeavors I got going on with women. You trying to sabotage friendships. It's only a matter of time before you try to, you know, sabotage my fucking career and shit, you know? That shit is, you gotta watch. Those type of people are fucking terrible.
I was still super pissed. Because if Ange is telling this guy I don't want to speak to him, then she's probably doing it to others. Now I'm missing out on connections and experiences because some bitch is lying about me? Oh, I was heated. So drunk me thought, what is the meanest thing I could do right now? I could call her some basic insult like punt or bore, but I'm crafty. And I could do better than that. Then it hit me. You see, the last time we were and I thought, you know what, this doesn't feel that tight. So while I was doing her, I stuck in a finger, then 2 fingers. Then I stuck my whole hand. Now granted, my hand was curled, but that's still a lot of digits to cram in a clam. And that's when I came up with the greatest nickname ever, Whole Hand Ange. Oh, it's the chef.
Wow. A whole hand?
Chef's kiss of insults. So I text Angie that her new nickname around campus is Whole Hand Ange. Needless to say, she did not take it very well and texts back literal death threats. It's really brightened up my day, you know? The next day I get a text from a number I don't recognize, and it turns out it's Angie's sister. She goes on this huge rant of, you have no idea who you're messing with, and I'll ruin your life for disrespecting my sister. Now, of course, I showed my homies, who all had a good laugh, and now we're spitballing ideas of things to write back when I say, hey, how about I respect your sister, I wash my hand before playing her like a puppet. Even my buddies are like, bro, that might be a little much. So I wrote it out and was about to send when I started to have second thoughts. Because normally my brain always picks the funny option, regardless of how much trouble it will get me in. 'Tis my how to your high school teacher video. But in this one moment, I thought, you know what? I probably should let this go. However, I didn't let anything else go. Over the next few weeks, I'd get DMs from guys on Facebook threatening to beat the shit out of me, and I'd always respond back with, you are adorable. Because I get they're trying to protect someone who's spoon-feeding them lies, but threatening someone on Facebook is like a 10 with herpes. Flashy at first glance, but ultimately worthless. It's also funny to me that Ange was telling people I'm harassing her, as she's encouraging people to harass me. Like, damn girl, you don't see any projection here? And even though she seemed hyper-fixated on me, I could care less about her. Because no matter how many times I never loved her. So I didn't have this emotional desire to get revenge. But I did enjoy seeing her. Because every time we'd bump into each other, she'd scream, I fucking hate you! And just think for a moment how much power that is. My mere presence is enough to ruin someone's day.
This nigga's diabolical.
I'm so happy. But this only added to Angie's insanity, and in December, I get a phone call from Campus PD telling me to come down to the station. Obviously, I'm really nervous, because 95% of the time when a girl says a guy's harassing her, she's right. But luckily, the cops were very reasonable.
A woman named Angie is claiming you're harassing her. Now, we've heard her side of the story. We'd like to hear yours.
So the first thing I told him is we used to have on the regs.
Wait a minute. You used to have a romantic relationship?
Yeah, why do you think all this is happening? The cop just rolls his eyes and says,
continue.
Then I showed him all the threatening texts and messages I got.
Shit.
Buddy,
hey, man. Yeah, you cooked. Like, you took it to the police and didn't think the nigga kept proof. Yeah, you're cooked, bruh.
the end of it, the officer was completely on my side. However, because police were called on a student, I also had to go speak to the director of student affairs. And this bitch was the polar opposite. Before I said anything, she just starts listing threats. Harassment to students will not be tolerated, and you could be expelled for After minutes of listening to this chick rant, I said, so you've only heard one side of a story and immediately came to a conclusion? I didn't realize an accusation was a conviction. Maybe you should take some of my criminal justice classes and see how gathering evidence is important when it comes to a potential crime. Needless to say, she was pissed, but I just sat there arms crossed like, I know you got nothing, bitch. Fast forward to Valentine's Day, and I'm dating this lovely girl named Rachel. We're both walking on campus holding hands when we bump into Angie, who goes ballistic, screaming, you piece of shit. My girl starts chewing her out, saying, he doesn't want your stinky cooter anymore, you flat-faced bitch. I'm laughing, dragging my girl away, saying, it's not worth it. Just ignore her. The next day, I get another call from campus police, so I go down to the station and speak to the same officer who says,
so we got more complaints of harassment?
Officer, I've done my best to avoid her, and in the time I've spoken to you, I've only bumped into her once on Valentine's Day when I was with my girlfriend. Officer was trying to remain professional, but I could tell he's like, ugh.
I can't believe I gotta deal with this nonsense.
A week later, I get a call from Ange saying, we need to talk. I'm thinking she's gonna try to bury the hatchet. Nope. Turns out her paranoia was at max, and she says, I know you keep stalking me, and if you don't stop, I'll be forced to take legal action. At first, I'm being real neutral, saying, Ange, I'm not stalking you or harassing you or quite frankly care what you do. But she is adamant, saying, you think I'm making this up? You think I'm crazy? No, I got f***ing witnesses. I said, listen, I'm not calling you crazy, but calling the cops on Valentine's Day when you see me holding hands with another girl is a little cray-cray. Then she starts threatening my career at the time, saying, you know, if I file charges against you, you'll never be a cop. That's when my brain snapped to sarcasm mode. I'm like, damn girl, I didn't think 6.5 inches was enough to lose your mind over, and yet here we are. Now,
said, damn girl, I'm like just above average for real. Relax. It's not that deep. No, it's not that deep. It's crazy. But like, it's a pun. I mean, hey, man.
Now, I know I'm a god at fucking, but you're gonna have to find a new prophet, okay? Whole hand Ange. And guys, to this day, I have never seen someone so angry. She couldn't even form words. She just sat there shaking, going, That's when I knew it was time to dip. About a month later, I get a call from my friend Nora, who just so happens to be Angie's roommate. Nora invites me over her place, and I'm like, is this a trap? She's like, no, Angie's gone for the weekend, so it's just me here. I'm like, oh, all right. So I go over, and we're hanging out for a bit, when she casually mentions, I found your schedule in Angie's desk. I'm like, what? She goes, here, this is your schedule, right? And I'm looking at it going, holy shit. Angie broke into my place. Nora's like, what are you talking about? I said, because one day I came home and the kitchen window was open. I go to my roommate and I'm like, Jake, why did you open the kitchen window? You know that it's busted and super hard to close.
I didn't open it.
Bro, you're the only one here, and it's not like we got robbed because our laptops and TV are still here. But little did I know someone did break in because that same day my schedule was missing off my wall. That's when Nora says, also, I probably should have told you this sooner, but one day I caught Ange next to your car. Wait, what? I was heading over your place at night when I caught Ange bent over by your car. I asked what she was doing, but she just played dumb. I'm like, God damn it, because someone keyed my car. I just thought...
Wow. Holy shit, nah, that's actually insane.
It was some drunk asshole, not some crazy bitch. Now, luckily, I didn't have any more interactions with Ange and thought it was all behind me. That wasn't until about a year later when I was working at Bed Bath & Beyond. I had recently threw up my lower back and was super depressed, just unloading boxes, when I get a phone call from my old roommate, Jake. Jake is like, hey, Steve, listen, I shouldn't be telling you this, but I just thought you should know, Ange is pregnant. Whoa, what? Yeah, and actually I was wondering, do you think it's yours? What? No, we haven't smashed in like 2 years. Oh, okay. I was getting worried for a second. But Jake, you know what this means, right?
That you won't be a father?
Well, of course that, but it means she trapped someone.
What?
She trapped someone, Jake. She was so distraught over the fact I could just sit with her for over a year and have no feelings that she found a way to make someone stay forever.
What if she just forgot to take birth control?
She never forgets to take birth control, Jake! Besides, it's still effective even if you forget to take it for a few days. She trapped someone, and it could have been me, Jake. This crazy bitch could have ruined my life, but instead I get to live and see a sunrise one more time.
Glad I can make your day, Steve. Now go live, buddy.
I will, Jake. Did this bitch just send me a friend request?
Oh, hell no.
You know what you want to do? Oh, you want to push that subscribe?
Hey, nice little story time. You know what I'm saying? Usually it's a rant or something, but I like a nice little story time. Like something different. Hey, man. Yeah, I'll be on the lookout for them crazy exes, man. They out there. Hey, do the proper vetting, bro. I swear to God, do the proper vetting, bro, because you never know. You never know. You can be stuck. Do the proper vetting, for sure. Shout out to offending everybody, though.